Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, everyone. Hopefully the audio is good. Call me. You send a link to your game, but on YouTube, YouTube doesn't allow links. So the game ID at the end of the URL, if you're using OGS. So if you're sending a game from OGS, you copy paste the URL and only give me the last bit, which is a number, which is the ID of the game. That way YouTube doesn't block you for posting a link. And then that'll give me the link to your game. If it's somewhere else, then I'll need something that I can copy paste. Yeah. I know the feeling. I'm in Tennessee, so my Go Club is like about 2 hours away. I had taught someone locally how to play, but they've been pretty busy. So I know at least a couple people know how to play, but aside from that, not really anyone else. And I haven't been able to meet them in like over a month because we have just been having conflicting schedules, unfortunately. Do you know about the Better Club? Do you guys know about this map? Hmm. It looks like there is a club in Louisville. Looks like there's a few Go players in Lexington. One in Bowling Green, one in Fort Campbell, one in Richmond. Yeah, this map shows Go players. A lot of Go players in Ohio, because the creator of the website lives in Ohio, or did. I think they're moving soon. Yeah, the further up north you go, especially over on the coast, lots of people. Yeah, it's a pretty nice map. See, you zoom out and it looks like there's a lot of people, right? And then you zoom into your location, you're like, oh, they're so far away. They're so far away. Anyway, that's that. So it is open reviews. So if anyone has a game they would like me to go over and give advice on, I just need a link to your game. And we can start with the reviews and try to improve your Go game today. Uh-oh. Looks like, oh, Eric Yoder. Unfortunately, Eric is not in Richmond. Eric is in Columbus, Ohio at the moment. So he has not updated. Yeah, last updated a year ago. Yeah, Eric Yoder is in Ohio, unfortunately. This map is a map of Go players and Go clubs. So you can add yourself to it and find people in your area. Yeah, Eric's like almost pro level. That is really unfortunate that he's not there. Yeah, I think he moved up to Columbus to be around more Go players so he could study more seriously. Yeah, it is open reviews, so if someone has a game they would like me to go over, or if you have questions, I can also answer questions. Yeah, why not? You can always try it. Try going once and see if you like it or not. Sure, just need a link to it. Okay, are you black or white?
Review started.
You are black. Okay. All right, starting out, we get open corners first. Turn off the AI. All right, so when you approach, you typically approach from one space away. The reason is you want to go as close as you can to the stone without touching. And in this case, this is too close because the next move will touch you like this, and then you'll have bad liberties. Versus if they kick you like this, you go up, you have more liberties. So that's why you want to approach from one space away. The other option is to play an extension. An extension is a 4 or 5 space jump. So you can count 5 spaces from here, and then you can go like that. That would be an extension to build up this bottom right area. The reason for that is because when they invade, they only have access to a 1 space jump to make a base. If you go further than that and they invade, they have access to a 2 space jump to make a base. So if you play right here, I can very easily invade you. I have plenty of room to make a base, and you're not close enough to put pressure on the corner, so I can potentially ignore my corner, because if you try to pincer me somehow, I can still come down and make my base because you're too far away. So that is why this one is neither an extension or an approach move, so it's a little bit passive. Okay, I don't recommend 3-3. I know the AI likes it, but this is going to get you in a difficult position. I recommend learning approaches first. The 3-3 actually used to be considered bad until the AI came out and like gave us new knowledge, but it's probably still bad at 20Q because if we play out a simple variation, let's just play it like this. You can see that white builds a very nice position right here in exchange for the corner, which white doesn't care about with the star point. Star point doesn't want the corner. So white has built a nice position, which can be difficult for you to handle at this level. So typically, I would recommend approaching. That way, when they build up that position, you are also getting a position on top. So 3-3 is the AI move. Everyone loves to copy the AI, but if you don't know how to do it, then this can get you in trouble. I would recommend the 3-3. Let's say if the center is no longer interesting. Let's say you have a black group in here and it's alive and it's like, hey, I'm looking at this area, right? I'm looking at this area. You cannot build anything in this area. Then the 3-3 is powerful. Because you want to think of the 3-3 like a trade. If you play in here, you're going to take territory and you're going to give influence in the trade. Right? You're going to give influence in the trade. So your opponent is going to get this wall, which is going to do things. And then you will get the territory. That is the trade. But the lower level you are, the more difficult this wall can be to handle. For both sides, actually. Okay. Okay, so you have a little bit of an advantage, and that's because when you push right here, white actually has cutting points. So white's wall has a lot of cutting points, so it's not as good. Yeah, don't 3-3 all the time. It's a little difficult. Everyone loves to copy the AI, but no one really understands what the AI is saying. For example, white doesn't understand it either, because white is blocking on this direction when there's a black stone literally right here staring it in the face. So white has to either have some idea of, hey, I'm going to attack this stone, or white should have played like this to build up the left side. Because if white plays like this and doesn't attack you, then this influence is going to get nothing. Yeah, so if you play like here, now your stone is safe, and this wall goes directly into this black stone. So this black stone right here is canceling out the wall. So now the wall is kind of meaningless, and you took a corner for that wall. Stop getting bored, especially when playing online when you're ahead. I kind of stop reading anything and then lose. I have a Go Club member that does that. He would get ahead in a tournament and then just stop trying. Try to improve your endgame. Try to count the endgame and play the best endgame you can. Because as long as you have something to think about, I think it'd be a little bit easier and maybe more fun. So you're not just playing your opponent, but you're also playing against yourself at that point. You're not just saying, "Oh, I'm going to win the game," but also I want to play the best end game that I can. And as long as you're looking for the best end game, hopefully it'll keep your focus. So when they approach you, I encourage you to respond either here or here. You can also kick first and then go here. That's also fine. But the reason for that is later you can be pincered and then you have to deal with this corner. This can be a little difficult to handle. So I usually just encourage you to make your base. As for the left side, you're playing a capping move. I'm assuming you're trying to deal with all this influence that white has. That's an idea. I think a little bit easier and more direct would just be to punish the cutting points. The cutting points are going to be your key to destroying positions. This is how double-digit Qs will lose entire positions, is they'll have a wall, and that wall has a cutting point, and they'll have this massive position, and the cutting point will activate, and their opponent just breaks in, and all of it's gone. That happens a lot, and that is because of the cutting points. So learning how to notice these cutting points is going to be the secret to attack and defense at the Q level. So learning how to notice and punish these cutting points is going to be very important. Otherwise, I think you could just play right here. The reason is you are saying, I'm going to build my Moyo while stopping your Moyo. This is a Moyo versus Moyo game, or a framework versus framework game. If it's framework versus framework, you want to build while reducing, not just reduce. Right? If it's a framework versus a framework, build while reducing. That is more powerful. Try to avoid doing it twice. So right now, you have a stone that has no foundation, has no base, right? So white can very easily attack you. But one weak group is kind of acceptable. We can handle one weak group. We have plans for it. But if you do it twice, now you have two weak groups, and potentially I can get some sort of double attack going. Right? Potentially I can get some sort of double attack going, in theory, right? So you want to be careful about having two things or three things that have no base, right? You have two things that don't have a base and they're not connected to each other. So that's a good way to get double attacked. Touch Nobi is a good common practice that I recommend double-digit Qs. Touch Stretch, Touch Nobi. One space jumps are your friend. Two space jumps have a cutting point. You can get in a lot of trouble. Knight's moves also have a cutting point. So learn what shapes are cuttable, what shapes are not cuttable. 1-point jumps are your friend for defense. Instead, I think maybe Maybe just here. Start running to your friends. Okay, your opponent goes in. Step 1 is take away the base. And the base is going to be their 2-space extension. Right, that's how you make a base, is the 1 stone jumps over 2. So your step 1 is to take away the base, and then they might try to do something. And then step 2 is going to be to surround them, so you can play a capping move to surround. So step 1, take the base. Step 2, surround. That is the Colossi approach. Try not to touch if you can help it. I think a shoulder hit would be good. A base is foundation. So you want to think of it like eye space. So let's place a stone right here. And then let's do all of this. Now in this area, you can understand that this is space for 2 eyes.
Andromix just followed.
Thank you for the follow, Andromix. This is enough space to make 2 eyes. Hopefully that makes sense. So what you're doing with this extension right here is you're threatening to make this space your eyes. You're gonna have a base, eye space. And you work with the edges of the board to make efficient eye space, right? So 1 stone jumping over 2 is efficient. But this has to do with the space you have for making eyes. If you try to go in the center and do the same thing in the center, for example, and do that, what are you surrounding? Because you're not surrounding this, there's no stones. You're not surrounding this, there's no stones, there's no edge. So you're not surrounding anything. So you don't have a base. You don't have eye space. A base is eye space. And you work with the edges to get eye space. So that is what a base means. Hopefully that makes sense. So here, white is making a base, just not as efficient, but... Stretch, Nobi. Because if they Atari, they can start walking right through your position. Yeah, you don't want them to walk through your position. Thank you for the follow, call me.
Paul_me_var just followed.
Weren't you on YouTube? Didn't realize you switched. Okay. Touch, I recommend touch Nobi. It's not a perfect way. This one is actually here, technically. Oh, that's awful. I'm sorry to hear that. One point jumps are your friend. Okay, this is good. You played a 1-space jump. You could also go right here, then you're not touching anything. Protect your cutting points. Careful, this is a pre-peeped 1-point jump. So you can see this white stone is looking through your 1-point jump. A pre-peeped 1-point jump has 2 cutting points. So instead, if you play a knight's move, it only has 1 cutting point. Ah, I see. I'm sorry. Do you still have a link to your game, or did you already send it? Okay, so they have invaded. Okay. The way you do this, you take away their eye space and then you surround them. So try not to touch. Instead, you want to take away their extensions to the side and then surround them. Kind of like that. Something like that. It'll be tricky, but typically if you touch, they're going to get stronger. So touch makes both sides strong. So touch is good for invasions, but not for attacking. Good, block them from extending their eye space on the side. You can play the Hane right here, or the Bend, because this is a ladder. If you want to master cutting points, you need to do ladder and net problems, which you can do on Samago Dragon. Ladders and nets. Which if you don't know how to do that, Samago Dragon, and then you just click on right here on categories. This is one of the premium features. You already on there? Awesome. Yeah. Nets and ladders if you want to master cutting points. Yeah, you definitely want to block, and then they have to fix their cutting point. If you play like this, I'm going to keep expanding this space on the edge. This is where I'm going to make the eyes. This is my life and death problem. The bigger the life and death problem, the easier it is to solve. Good, protect your cutting point. Oh, your opponent ignored, so keep attacking. Don't follow them around the board. They're in the middle of a fight. You want to keep attacking. Hello, distracted practice. Don't let them just ignore their group for free. Okay. It looks like you're alive. That's a little, maybe a little difficult life and death, probably. So probably you want to not die first. Not dying is more important, but technically you're alive if you can read it. Good. Here you want to reduce the eye space. Technically this is the best. And then white is dead. But that's hard to read. I think as long as you're surrounding it, it's good. Which you are surrounding it, so you're probably fine. Ooh, cuts. I smell cuts. I smell cuts, cuts, cuts. That's good. Have you tried this when they have two cutting points, 1, 2? Try to play 1 while aiming at 2. Try to play 1 cut while aiming at the other cut. And it can go both directions. So maybe you aim at this side and then go here. And you want to figure out which one cuts, which one doesn't, right? So the little 1-2 combo is you play the first stone, sacrifice it to cut the other one. That's a way to punish 2 cuts. But if you push like this, you actually give them a tiger's mouth, which fixes the cut. Kind of like a 1-2 combo. Be careful about this. You want to block this way. This is because the corner is very special. You'll find a lot of exceptions, a lot of tactics happen in the corner. In this case, the tactic is throw in. And now when I block and you connect, there's a cut. So that is why you have to go down. And then when they block, there's no cut. Now I don't have to play. Right now there's no cut. So be very cautious in the corner. Yep, connect. Connect. Very important to stay connected. I think you can die. Probably you're okay if you can read all this out. If you can read all that out, you're fine, but I don't know if you can read all that. So it's a good way to die. Oh, now you're dead. If white goes right here, you're dead. If white goes right here, you're just dead. Yeah, I thought you might not have been able to solve this one. The answer is here and here. That is the life and death answer. But this is why I recommend way back when to go here, because it's the easier life and death problem. This one, I can go here potentially. I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? If I go here, 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 it's a co. I believe that's a co. Yeah, and if you do, I think if you do anything else, it's still a co. Oops. Yeah, you figured it out. Oops. You also have a cutting point right here. And they break in and destroy this area. Like, the cutting points are the secret to breaking these walls. Very nice, very nice. Good reading there. Very good reading there. You broke through. That one doesn't work. But your opponent fell for it, so it's fine. Good, you finally blocked this one. You're not, this isn't a Tsuji. I know you're thinking of the snapback or the throw-in, but that actually isn't one. If they throw in right here in Atari, you just connect and you're fine. So it's not quite the Tsuji that you're thinking of. If they do this, count how many they have in a row. If they only have 3, they need to have 4. If they only have 2 or 3, then you can play the throw-in and block, and then cut. And if they go for the Ko, you could always just Atari first and then do it. And now when you take the Ko, they're in Atari. So they have to find a Ko threat that's bigger than this. Which maybe they have Ko threats. But anyway, that's an idea. You can also play like this if you just don't want to worry about a Ko. If you don't want to risk a Ko. Good. Watch your second line cuts. Very good. I think white can die. Not that way. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it does. It does work. What does this do? Oh! Oh! Oh, because this Tsuji. Because this is a self-Atari and this is a self-Atari. So you just kill that side. That makes sense. That makes sense. I'm more curious about this. This. But you can go here? That doesn't make sense. Oh, wait, I'm stupid because you just connect. Ah, I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. So they do have to make life, but then you can kill them over here. Oh my gosh, my stream reading is horrible. I'm missing all kinds of basic ideas. Oh, what is wrong with me? My reading is not good. Either way, this push and cut does work. If you throw in right here and they take, this cut works. This is a shortage of Liberty's Go problem, or a lifeline shortage or Liberty shortage. I'm not sure what it's called in Smago Dragon. This is a Liberty shortage problem. Connect is fine. Then when they play like this, there's going to be a double Atari. Not quite. It's good that you're checking the cutting points, but this one doesn't work. This cutting point doesn't work either, and I think the reason you're scared is because of the reading. But if they cut right here, you're trying to read all this stuff out. All you have to do is just connect. And if they play right here, just connect. And then it's really easy to read. Connections are better than tiger's mouths usually, unless you need eyes. Okay, so you're just playing in-game. Yep, defense first, defense first. Yeah, not bad. Hopefully some of the tactics I showed this game will help you out a little bit more in the future. I think you'll be out of the 20 Qs pretty soon. You have most of your basics down. I think just mastering the cutting points a little bit more, get some life and death, keep doing Go problems every day, keep playing games every day. Are you playing games every day? Look at you working your way up that graph. Oh, you only play correspondence. Gotta play live games too. Play live games. Correspondence is fine, but live games is how you'll improve. I wish you could filter this by live. I wish there was filters. Because I know it's possible. How do you get the graph? It's on OGS now. So this little button right here, underneath the ranks, shows the graph. So the way the Baduk Club map works is if I click on mine, where's mine? There we go. If I click on me and I send an email, this is going to be my email, something@gmail.com. This is my message, and I send the email. Now, I'm going to receive an email on my email. So what I get is from Baduk.club. Here we go. I just got it. So Baduk.club, contact form Baduk.club sent me an email. Greetings, Sean Ray. And interested players reached out to you from this page on Baduk.club. You can reach out by simply replying to this email. So this is my message. And if I click reply, it goes to something@gmail.com. And this is showing like, hey, this is where they found you, blah, blah, blah. So this is something@gmail.com. This is what they're going to receive. It's up to them to reach back out to you. So that way they choose whether or not to respond to you and give their email. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah. It may be my fault that he did that, actually. Because I actually went through here one time. And what I did was I clicked on every white dot. And I copied their email. And I put it all in a spreadsheet. Yeah, I think he fixed it. And sent out a mass thing like, here's Samego Dragon. I would love your feedback. Yeah, he fixed it. Because I totally, one by one, I copied all of the emails and sent out an email blast asking for alpha testers for Samego Dragon. Okay, are you black or white? Remind me your question again when I get there.
Review started.
You are not PW. I'll have to get to you. You have two people in front of you. You are white. Okay. Okay. Well, first off, have you watched the Classy Purge series? Because this is going to answer a lot of your questions. This goes from 9x9 up to 13x13 up to 19x19, and it says here's how you start on 19x19. Here's your fundamentals, and then it shows you a lot of game examples, yada yada yada. It's a long playlist. Yeah, it's a long playlist, but it answers all of your basic questions, and then I could take it a step further with the reviews. But basically, you're doing open corners first, which is correct. Here you still can go for open corner first. And then for each of these, you just want to respond by blocking on the third line. So that way you can start making your base. They might do something like this and you expand your base. They might go here, and what you're going to do is you're going to just start going up and start running away to make your base, maybe like this. And what you're doing is each of these stones, you're going to try to make a base. Each of these pieces, you're going to try to make a base. And that's the idea here. The reason I don't like this one is because this one, this stone and this stone can just be cut straight through by black. So if black goes right here, black just cuts you off. So getting cut right off the bat doesn't sound good. I think I would just block my base. That's going to be the simplest answer. So here I want to connect my stones. I want to fix that cut. And then they might go here and I fix my cut. They might do something else with whatever. And then I'll go play an open corner. Okay, so this is fine, but typically I would expect you to play this at this level because you got pincered, so now you want to make a base, which also pincers black right here. Okay, this is one of our shapes that we need to learn. One space jump on a one space jump. Whoever wedges first gets better shape. So you see black has 2 cutting points, white has 0. But if black plays, white has 2 cutting points, black has 0. Whoever plays the shape first gets better shape. I wouldn't worry about connecting to the right just yet. That's a little too far away at the moment. This looks like you're trying to take away the eye space. That's too early. Second line is too early. So I want to see this. They fix their cut. Maybe you can ladder them if you know that. Otherwise, you can fix your cut here. And I just want to see you start fixing your cuts. Okay, you're making a base here, which is good, but let's slowly look through this. If I go here, you have a cutting point. I go here, you have you're getting cut off. Like these 2 pieces are getting cut off. And then if I go here, now you have A, B, and C, which is 3 different groups. Instead of 1 group, you have 3 groups. And the more groups, the more problems. And that is because I'm just wiggling my way through your shape. Shape is liberties and connections. Your movement of the board. Okay, you're playing here. I recommend when 1 stone touches 1 stone, I really recommend just stretch or Nobi, because that makes your life a lot easier. And then you can consider the bend or the hane. Because when they cut now, you have 3 liberties with 2 stones, which is a lot more solid, versus if they cut here, you only have 2 liberties and it's a lot less solid. So I recommend at least stretching once when 1 stone touches 1 stone. Okay, and fix your cutting points. This is very important. This is a common mistake. You are just leaving cutting points laying around instead of fixing them. This is what it's going to be. All your touching stuff is going to be these cutting points usually. All the touching moves, you're going to be looking at cutting points. That you can actually master on 9x9 and 13x13 is just watching those cutting points. On the 19x19, it just gets exaggerated. Good. Not good. You're getting trapped in the corner. You need to start making life. Maybe here. Maybe here. Make 2 eyes. Because you're getting surrounded, you need to start thinking about life and death. Okay. Unfortunately, this is second line cutting points. This you have to master under 9x9. Yeah, this is 9x9 basics. Second line cutting points. 9x9, you only need like a couple things and then you're done with it. One is you need to know how to finish the game. That's important to know before you move off of 9x9. The second thing is you need to be able to notice Ataris, which it looks like you know both of those things probably. The last thing on the 9x9 is you need to notice second line cuts. Those 3 things are pretty much all you need for 9x9. And then 13x13, you learn your basics of the third line cutting points and life and death. Once you know how to make 2 eyes with 3 in a row, 4 in a row, whatever, just those basic life and deaths, not advanced life and death, just super, super simple life and death. And you know how to do a third line cut, then you're pretty much ready for 19x19. But that's what you learn on the small boards. So in this case, you missed the second line cut, so this is 9x9 practice. Here, you can Atari, and then trap it against the edge. Trap it against the edge. And you want to trap it against the edge. Gotcha. Here, this is a ladder. Do you know what a ladder is? Maybe it will make your life a little bit easier if you just divide the board into 4 sections. And just pretend you're playing 4 9x9s at the same time. That might make it a little bit easier starting out. Okay. I just needed to know if I needed to explain what a ladder was or not. Maybe this will make your life a little bit easier starting out if you just pretend you're playing 4 9x9s simultaneously. Maybe that'll make it a little bit easier and less overwhelming. If you know your 9x9 basics and just divide the board into 4 9x9 boards, it might make your life it might make it a little bit easier to understand. But I definitely recommend watching the Klossy Perch series. Should help you deal with a lot of these issues. Because I start on the 9x9 and then work my way up. Which this new series that I'm recording for Sumego Dragon, I'm actually starting at how to capture a stone. And I'm working my way through the Sumego Dragon campaign. That'll be releasing on YouTube soonish. But right now I'm still at here's how you capture a piece, which you're above that level. So unfortunately it's below your level at the moment, but eventually it'll get there. Yeah, not quite. Also, you are attacking before playing defense. So here you can just die. Instead, you should be trying to extend and then play 1 space jump. This is running away. When you find yourself in trouble, run to the center of the board. Okay? If you run to the edge, that's where you're going to die. So if you find yourself in trouble, run to the center of the board. The key is run without getting cut. If you get cut, you are going to fall to pieces. Why do I try to breathe water? I don't know. I keep trying to be a fish and it's not working. Play them, and if it gets cut, bring it to a review. I do game reviews twice a week. If you get cut, then save it and bring it to the review. And I can explain. Most of the time, 1 point jump is safe. But there are exceptions. But most of the time, it's generally safe. So I would just play it and see what happens. And if you get cut, ask. That's what game reviews are for. Learn a concept, practice it, get a review. Like here, fix your cut. Here, fix your cut. You're playing an extension, open corners first. You haven't played on this 9x9 yet. You don't need to be worrying about the side. Play here first. Fix your cut. And then this is a ladder. You'll notice ladders and nets usually come from cutting points. Uh-oh. Okay. You do have a double Atari right here. And here's another ladder. Yeah, it looks like you do need some ladder go problems. So here, there's a 1 point jump. You tried to cut it, and your opponent connected. So you did not cut it. That is why 1 point jump is nice. You can't cut it. Usually. All right, here is another ladder. Again, it comes from the cutting point. Looks like this one's not quite a ladder. Sorry, I meant to play here. It's not quite a ladder because it puts you into Atari. But what you can do is push it to the edge. So it's not quite a ladder. It's not a ladder. I'm sorry. But you can push it to the edge and it's trapped against the edge. So you can kill it. I think, yeah. Yeah, like doing Go problems and playing games. Like, you do that all the time. Everyone would benefit from doing that. Okay. Good. Laddered this to the edge. Perfect. Capping is nice. That's a middle game tactic. Or a middle game strategy, I guess. But open corners first. Open corners first. Try not to push diagonals. See, this is a diagonal right here. So if we play here, they'll connect over here. And if we play here, they're going to connect over here. So since there's no way to cut it, we don't try to cut. If you try to cut, they're going to get more stones for defense. The less stones, the better. So in this case, we want to play another capping move. And notice while they're running away that way, you're getting all of this. You're getting influence. This is not territory, but it is influence, control. You're getting in control of that section while they're running away. But if you push a diagonal, they're going to get another stone to help themselves, so it's usually a bad exchange. Same with the peep. You're not cutting them, so all you're doing is giving them more pieces to help themselves. This is a common beginner mistake. You're saying, hey, I don't want you to go right, so you play right on their nose. You don't play on the nose. You play a capping move, which is one space away. That way you have 4 liberties instead of 3 liberties. Okay, you cut. Very nice. And now you can play a 1 space jump for defense. This is not cuttable because it plays out like this. Nice. Awesome. You are not in Atari yet. Don't fix it until you're into Atari. You need to fix this cut right here. If they play right here, you fix. But if you are not in Atari just yet, don't fix. That is a wasted move. You do have a very nasty cutting point right here. This is a tiger's mouth. A tiger's mouth does not have a cutting point. Because if they play right here, you bite their hand. So you don't have to fix. All right, I think I've given you a lot of information. So I think take whatever you can from this review. And if you don't remember everything, that's okay. As long as you get a couple things from the review that you remember, then it's good enough. And then play some more games and then come back and get another review next week. And then watch some of the Klossy Approach videos, practice, and then come back next week for more reviews and see what the differences are. See if you improved. Yep. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Okay. Crispy Toast, you are up next.
Review started.
Okay. I really recommend just doing this. This is good enough. You could also do this. It's good enough. No, now you 3-3. Now you 3-3. This is kind of a rule of thumb, okay? This is a rule of thumb. If they have a star point and they play an extension to the third line and an extension to the third line on both sides, this is called a double wing. A double wing from a star point is bad because if you play the 3-3, white will either make A inefficient or B inefficient. There's no way to work with both, right? White has to pick one to work with. So immediately this is going to make white waste one of their moves. So if you see this double wing formation, 3-3, it's just good for you. It makes them waste one of their stones. I think I would go here. And then 3-3. Fourth line, you're developing. Fourth line for develop, third line to settle. You don't need to settle here, you need to develop here. Fourth line, you're developing because you have support already. You want to develop. So you have too many third line moves. You could cut that if you want. I think 3-3 is still really big. I think you could cap and threaten to cut if you wanted to build this center. Maybe just jump back. Just build the center. You could cap right here, like that. You could maybe cap right here as well. But I think probably something with the cut. I think a cut would be quite nice. Okay. Okay. Very good. Okay, now we move on to the next framework, which is going to be blacks. So the way we can tell is if we draw this center square. Okay, we're looking at frameworks or moyos. We're going to divide this into 4. Okay, divide it into 4. Black has control of this one with the white stone looking in. White has control of this one, but we're on the third line. Black and white share this one, so there's no interesting thing there. And then black and white almost share this one. This is a little bit more in black's advantage, but maybe not the interesting one, so maybe a question mark. So let's see, probably one of these two. I think you could cap to reduce the bottom. You could shoulder hit to build up your top right while reducing. But I don't think I would play in the bottom left one because you're not really building all that much. Yeah, you're not really getting all that much. Punish this stone. They ignored this stone, so you can punish and take liberties. Okay, staying connected is good. 1 point jump. Again, you're in the square that's shared, so you're in the worst center square. That moves kind of in the middle of nowhere. Okay. Ooh, now we get to attack. Cap! Cap it! Cap it or shoulder hit and trap it against your wall. If you go this way, they're going to run that way. You don't want them to run that way. You want them to run this way or into your stones. You don't want them to run to the open. The open means they escape. You want to surround them. Okay, here, notice how you're going right, left, right. This zigzag attack never works because you need to attack from the same side. So if you are going to attack from the left, you need to keep attacking from the left. Oh, sorry, the right. I'm saying left and I'm looking right. Attacking from the right. I'm getting my wife's directions. Oh my gosh. She used to work at a movie theater. And you know, in the movie theater, you're like, it's to your left and then to your right. Instead of like my right or left, it's your right or left, the customer's right or left. So it's over here, your theater's over here to the right, your theater's over here to the left. So she got her left and right mixed up because she was always facing the customer. And I think I'm starting to pick it up as I'm starting to get the left and right mixed up. I'm blaming her for it. She's confused my left and right. Cap. And also Knight's move and then cap. Just build something. This is okay because this is a ladder. So you can block. You're here, yeah? Okay, just making sure. Okay, and then connect. Yep, very good. Blocking your base is good, but honestly, I think your base is good enough. I think I would just surround. Maybe here. No, that doesn't work. Maybe here. This might be better. Because if they go here, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, no worries. Yeah, don't try to take the ice shape until they're surrounded. Okay, if it's just like 1 or 2 eyes and it's not like a base, efficient eyes, then you want to just surround it. Surround it first is much better. I wouldn't want to fight here. I just like let them out and be like, okay, now I'm going to go punish you. Whatever. They ignored a weak group that is a quarter of the board. They can't ignore that. So you need to punish. Hey, life and death, life and death. Let's see how it goes. Fix if you're going to fix. This is not a ladder. So maybe you're confident with the fight, but I would be a little skittish. So I would want something over here first before I do that. In theory, I don't know, maybe it's fine. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Cap. It also fixes your cutting point. This is interesting too, because you're capping this stone. I like your move. There we go. There we go. I think you could go here, though. I think white's just dead. I don't see a way for white to live. I was looking at here. Maybe fix. I want to say you're okay, but I'm not 100%, but I think you're okay. Okay, you got profit, I guess. I think your attack could have been a lot more powerful, though. Oops. Oops. This is fine. You said this is a mistake? This isn't a mistake. If you think it's a ladder, it's a mistake. But it's not a ladder, you just connect. And now it's dead. So it's not a mistake. The ladder is a mistake. Uh-oh. Oops. Yeah. Now we're into what is it? I can't think of the phrase. Damage control? Mm-hmm. What's wrong with this? Why do you not like this move? That makes sense. That's a good reason not to like that move. What if you go here? Maybe that you can make it work. White really wants to die this game. Connect. Don't worry about dumpling shapes. Don't worry about getting ugly. As long as you're connected, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about looking pretty if you're gonna get cut. Okay, don't put up... If someone is holding you at knife point, don't put on your makeup. Okay, like put on a shield. Something, I don't know. But don't worry about your makeup when there's like a knife in your face. Don't worry about how pretty you look. Just connect. Don't get cut. Oh, that's a thing, yeah. Oops. Oops. That's not even a thing. Maybe it's fine. No, because they still do that and that. Oops. Oops. Oopsie daisy. Ah, it all fell apart. All came crashing down. All of this happened because you played out a ladder. That's all it is. Just don't play out the ladder and you don't have all those weaknesses. That's all it is. Just don't play out the ladder and you're fine. If the ladder doesn't work, don't play it out. That's the only thing here. Everything fell apart because of that. Here is slightly better. You're trying to be too fancy, I think. I don't know what you're doing, but you're trying to be fancy for some reason. 8, 9, 10, 11, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, okay, yeah. This is bigger. This is bigger, yeah. Chicken move! Hmm. I don't know what to play. Without counting every single move, I don't know what to play. Huh? Hold up. What's wrong with this? I don't think there's anything wrong with this. What is over? This is like overreading. Everyone's reading like Tsuji or whatever. I'm just like, can I cut you? Can I just cut and kill you? Are you just dead? I'm over here just like looking at the cutting points. I'm not worried about all this Tsuji crap, all these tactics. I'm just like, can I cut you? Yes or no? That's all it is. Chicken move. Dame move. Both sides are alive, so it doesn't matter. What? Why on earth would you not play here? I think you overthought it. Optimistic denial. The Chinese rules. Japanese rules. Yeah, endgame can be improved. Just a little bit more patience, I think. Middle game, you definitely could have killed white multiple times. So you just got to work on your attacking while watching your cutting points. I think that's the big lesson is this and this could have died. But you got to watch your cutting points. Make sure you're reading your cuts and ladders and nets. Cuts, ladders, nets, connections. Pretty much just do like 100 of those problems as homework for this. Because I think you could have easily won the game if you could have killed them. Yeah, do some more Go problems. Maybe play them again if they're the type of player that likes to die a lot. Yeah, hopefully you found the review helpful. Okay, PW, you said you wanted to look at the opening of
Review
this?
started.
Uh-huh. Oh, gotcha. I think I would lean. They're likely gonna cut, but you gotta fight. I think you have to fight. Ooh, that's impressive. Yeah, this looks a little too passive. If you focus too much on canceling out the Tengen Stone, they're going to get a lot of points on the edge. You got to be very careful you don't tunnel vision. Very easy to tunnel vision this. Yeah, but Tengen's a fighting game. If you avoid it too much, then you lose. Tengen says, I'm going to make this a fighting game. Whoever fights better wins. So you kind of just have to not back down. Tengen's not a nice, solid opening move. It's kind of like gambling. It's like they set the board on fire and you are going to have to fight in fire. Yeah, I mean, that's why it's a troll move. It's a funny move. And the reason people avoid it is because of how complicated it gets. But if you're wanting to have fun and make the game complicated and more gambling instead of, like, knowledge, Tengen's a great way to make the game more gambling heavy. But you are putting yourself at a slight disadvantage if your opponent fights back. Yeah, notice how black is making points and you're making zilch. That is because you are hyper-focused on this. So it's definitely a big fighting game. No, this is fine. It's okay. It gives you the monkey jump and stuff on the, or the jumps on the inside. Uh-huh. Okay, you can't play the same thing. That's just not gonna work. Okay, there you go. Start attacking something. Don't push if you're not gonna cut. So... here, maybe? I wouldn't find that move. Yeah, anyone can get a review. Very nice. You've destroyed the left and gotten points for it, so your opponent made a mistake and you punished. Diagonal. Ouch. Ouch. Can't do that. Unplayable. Can't, like, no, just can't do it. You have to play this. You just cannot get cut right there like that. That is unplayable. Anything else is better. Like, this is still pretty bad too, but it's better. This is unplayable. You can't just lose the stone. That's like 15 points. I think the big thing is you just have to accept it's going to be a fighting game. And look, your opponent's like making a mistake over here. They're making a mistake right here. You made a mistake right here. They're still making mistakes. So, nah, it's not game over yet. For AI maybe, but it's not. It's only 7 points. Yeah, it's not game over. But your opponent doesn't know how to fight either. So it's okay to fight them. They don't know what they're doing usually. They like playing the funny moves, but they don't actually study them. That has cutting points. But I guess you need to live, huh? Maybe this is better? I don't know. No, because you're leaving a cutting point behind. Sack the 4 stones. These 4 stones? You don't need to. Just go here, and you don't need to. Yeah, you're over-complicating it. Okay. You just see, you're just out reading them. They can't read as well as you can. So as long as you fight them and don't back down, then you win the game. Because they're not reading as well as you. Careful, 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 careful. Is this simpler? Yeah, I want to say this is simpler. This is simpler. This one, not as simple. Very easily can die. Maybe it's fine. Maybe you're fine. Okay, you're still fine. Still fine. Stuff over here. Yeah, you're fine. I think you didn't notice that this worked. Oops. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's as good a plan as any. What about cut? This is a bad plan. This might be a bad plan. This is a bad plan. This is a bad plan. Don't do that. Nice. Unfortunately, doesn't work because of cut right here. Yeah, unfortunate. I think this is too much. If you keep this alive, then I think there's more options. So maybe here. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Yeah, this is a fighting game. I think it's a fighting game. Mm. Yeah. Make your life easy. Yeah, it's unfortunate. 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 I don't know. It's just a fight. Mm. What you did up until this point was not really violent. So maybe you could just keep doing that and reduce. I don't know. Typically, what you'll see a lot is people attaching to Tengen. It's like if you attach Tengen like this. But that's definitely a fight. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. I think it's just going to be a fight. Am I going to do any Congress tune-up specials? What do you mean by tune-up? But speaking of Congress, this stream is sponsored by Go Congress. So I'm able to do the reviews for you guys on Fridays thanks to Go Congress. Yeah, I almost will certainly do Congress packages. But that'll be closer to Congress time. Yeah, I'll almost certainly do packages to raise funds for Go Congress. Yeah, the stream is sponsored by the US Go Congress and a little bit by the European Go Congress as well. So if you guys are up for it, here's an introductory video. For those who don't know, for the new players in chat, Congress is the biggest Go event, national Go event in the West. So there's a European Congress and there's a North American Congress. So the North American Congress is the one that is sponsoring this stream. They're having it in Texas this year, and there's also a European one if you're in Europe. The European one is 2 weeks long, and the AGA one, the North American one, is 1 week long, and it's basically hundreds of Go players gathered together to compete and attend lectures and play mini games and just hang out with other Go players in general. There's hundreds of people, and they all know how to play Go. So quite a fun event if you can attend.
This is the US Go Congress, the largest and most comprehensive Go event in North America. Every year, nearly 500 amateur players
there's a
of all
lot
skill
that
levels
is
gather to
happening with
compete
prices
in
right
the
now.
thrilling US Open tournament. At the same time, the prestigious Masters tournament
But we
hosts
will be
dozens
driving,
of professionals
not
and
flying.
top amateur players from around the globe. There's something for players of all levels. 9x9 and 13x13 small board challenges, blitz and rapid games, seniors and women's tournaments, even the madness of Crazy Go. Prizes and recognition await the winners at the closing awards dinner. But the true highlight is the welcoming and vibrant community. Reconnect with old Go friends and make new ones from across the world. Attend inspiring lectures by seasoned professionals, teachers, and streamers. Test your skills against your favorite pros in
Oh
simultaneous
yeah, I'm way
exhibition
closer.
games. Each year, the Congress takes place in a different U.S. city. This year, the 41st
Flights back
annual
to New York
event
must be
is heading
expensive.
to Austin, Texas, one of the fastest growing cities in the U.S., celebrated for its unique food scene and legendary live music. In your free time, explore the surrounding area's many attractions for some unforgettable sightseeing memories. It's all happening July 12th through the 20th here in Texas. Get ready. This one's
Wow,
gonna be
that is
big.
so cheap. That's crazy. Get that while it lasts. Yeah, if you can get a flight, if you're flying and you get it right now for that cheap, that's crazy cheap. That is good. That is a good price. But yeah, if you guys are interested, you can find out more right here. And if you have any questions about Go Congress, feel free to ask. All right, so with that, we do have another game. And I'm going to take a quick restroom break, come back, and then we will look at this game. Which rows are coming? I actually don't know if that's announced yet. Yeah, it's not out yet. Looks like about 20 professionals will be attending. Yeah, not quite out yet. All right, I will be right back. Alrighty. Looks like we're reviewing for white.
Review
Is that correct?
started.
I have to ask, are you doing your Go problems every day, and how many games are you playing? Because I'm assuming you want to get to Tudon, right? Let's see what effort you're putting in. So 13 games this month. Let's see, last month, 45. That's decent. 45 games a month is good. Month before that, 30 and 31. Okay. Yeah, you could stand to play more, but it's not like the worst. Oh, this is a little bit of a red flag. When I look at my students' graphs, my students' games, one thing I look for is how many resignations they have. So resignations are going to happen every once in a while, but you have like almost exclusively resignations. That means you are doing something wrong on defense. You're dying way too much. If you have like almost exclusively resignations on your losses, and they're not losses by like 20 points or something, if it's less than 35 points, I think it's a close game, that's fine. But if it's almost exclusively resignations, you're doing something wrong for defense. You're ignoring weak groups or something. What's your time settings? 40 minutes. 40 minutes. No wonder you don't play enough games. You gotta knock that down to like 10 minutes or 15 minutes. What is it, OGS? What does OGS have? 10 minutes or 20 minutes, 530s? Oh, this one is special. Got it. Got it. Like 40 minutes, it's like a tournament or a league. Okay, yeah, 10 to 15 minutes is good. A pincer. I wouldn't. What would I do? No, it'd be cool. Go here. That'd be cool. I don't know if it's good. And just reduce. Yeah, it looks like ASS just play normal Joseki and reduce. This is a common reduction to this shape. So you need to make sure you learn the move at A and the move at B. Yeah, I understand the sentiment. That's why I think getting creative like this is fine. But the problem here is I don't like how much you're going to get attacked. Just imagine this, and already it feels very uncomfortable. And if you think the Moyo was scary then, imagine this Moyo. Yeah, I don't see this going well for you. This is ignoring a weak group. Diagonal. This is ignoring a weak group. Do you know the meaning of this move instead of this move? Do you know what the difference is? The difference is this says I'm willing to sacrifice these 3 stones. So for example, later, if white cuts right here, we have the option, depending on the surrounding stones, of course, we have the option to simply give up the 3 stones for the influence. Now, obviously, that's not the sequence, but the theory is we can give those up completely it's completely fine to give those up for all of the influence. So we can squeeze the position if we want to, if they get too invested in attacking those 3 stones. I mention that because that's kind of exactly what you did. When you play like this, black doesn't mind you coming out with these 2 stones because it doesn't really matter if these 3 stones die, right? As long as black's okay or whatever. Let's see what black did here and then cut. Okay. Because if you get this cut right here, honestly, it doesn't matter if those live or not. Black would rather get the outside than to worry about those 3 stones, like something like this. Black is much happier here. So because these are so easy to sacrifice, it's really hard for white to play any sort of aggression right here. Instead, you want to play more light and loose, like that or like that. Yeah, so you kind of did exactly that. Not quite directly, but sort of indirectly, that's kind of exactly what you did. Yeah, that's why you see black not worried about this cut. Because assuming you cut, black's literally just going to sacrifice it. Black might not do anything. Like, we could literally just go right here and then do nothing. Those 3 stones are not that big. I'm really surprised. They are cutting stones, so black must be looking at a capping move at A. I wouldn't. I would go punish this first. I guess there is influence. I don't know, that feels a little heavy. I would never find this move. It follows the theory perfectly, though. It follows the theory of sacrifice those perfectly. Oh my gosh, like look how flexible black's shape is by sacrificing these 2 stones. Oh, the AI is so good at this game. It follows that theory perfectly. Yeah, black's getting really heavy in order to attack you. So black is going to have to profit here, which maybe black can. This is a lot of black influence. So I want to say black has the advantage. You got to do something. You got to counterattack somehow. You can't just jump. That gets you to 5Q, but past 5Q, you got to do something more. You can't just jump. There you go. Something like that. Something like that. Start fighting for the area. That's when you review with AI. Like, you're getting strong enough, you can probably review with AI, and you start looking for inspiration. Like, you could pull this up in Cottrain or whatever, which if you don't have Cottrain, you need to get it. Once you get to Dawn level, you pretty much review with Cottrain. Or should. So if I download and then load game. All right, let's see what the options are. Well, you're going to have to play it out a little bit. You have to play out a few moves, like try to respond to it. Like try to play against the AI for like 10 moves and see how it works. Like let the AI play white and then you play black and try to attack and then see what happens. See how the AI works. I got to let it get to this position. But my instinct would be to attach or something to try to utilize like the cuts in here. That's what I would be thinking about. This is just too simple. Don't forget, you always have an eye right here. So I think the AI might be looking at this, and then when black surrounds you, you just go make life. It could literally be that simple. It could be that simple. Quick life is sometimes really good. My computer just started, the fan just started going. Yeah, I'm not saying it is perfect, but I'm saying that could be what the solution is. That's interesting. It's saying white isn't that weak because white could live at any time. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, so if we play here, 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 here to break the influence, black tries to make life. Notice how this and this started to surround this. The counterattack. And then if black tries to cut too directly like this, white just lives. AI is so good at this game. But this is kind of what you do is you try to get inspiration to get more creative. Looks like Cottrain says your move's fine, but black has to unsettle from here. Because if black goes right here, you just make the eye shape. But it looks like the answer is fast life. While still not getting completely surrounded. Live without getting completely surrounded. But if we play out what happened, like you lose 5 points, 5 points. But black's also losing 5 points. Look at the zigzags on the graph. I don't know if you can see it, but like the up and downs on the graph because of all these 1-point jumps. This move is apparently the vital point, which I don't think I would see that vital point. I don't think I would find that vital point, but that's the vital point. But yeah, you definitely got to get more creative with your defense. Can you go here? No. No, you cannot. No, you cannot. I don't know what Black's doing. Black is overreading. This is an I. And now you can make life here. You can make life here. Yeah, you're the defender, though. It's going to be Gote. No matter what you do, it should be Gote. Like, obviously, if you can counterattack, great. But sometimes just one move life is the best answer. This is attacking yourself, but I guess you're trying to play on the outside. This is really big now, because this makes it a false eye. Nah, living in Sente is really hard. I like, obviously, if you can do it, that's great, but that's almost never going to happen. If you lived in Sente, they made a mistake. Oh, there's so much to read right here. You can't fight a Ko. Too many Ko threats on this group. Because there's so many Ko threats, you can't fight the Ko. This is impossible. You can't win this. There's no way you can win this. Oh, you resigned? Don't make a Ko with a giant weak group right next to you. You can't win the Ko if the giant weak group's a bunch of Ko threats. Yeah, I can see now, later, like this late in the position, this is vital point is very obvious to me. Yeah, that's pretty good. This is super obvious to me now. Because it's just where the cutting points are. But finding that back here... Finding that at this timing is crazy. Being able to see that vital point 20 moves before it happens, it's crazy. I think 7 Dons and 8 Dons can do it. I don't think I would find that. I'm like Fox 6 Don. I don't think I would find that. Actually, here, I probably would jump. Yeah, I would attack. I would counterattack. This feels like you're Tanuking a weak group. Maybe that's the big key. That's the big takeaway. You are Tanuking weak groups too much. Because if you're not about to get cut, who cares? If you're not about to get cut, who cares? That's going to be the big key. Notice how all of these moves are on the black weak group. Let's see, here's a resignation. Here's a resignation. Here's a resignation. That one's good. It's 2.5, so that's a good game. Resignation. Resignation. All right. Dead group. Estimate score. Dead group, dead group, dead group. Okay, estimate score. Dead group. Wait, both of you had dead groups. Dead group. Okay. Estimate score. Small dead group. Less dramatic, but still dead group. Okay, estimate score. Big dead group. Yeah, but what is causing this silly mistake? Is it ignoring the weak group? Is it messing up a life and death problem? You got to figure out what is causing these dead groups. That's what's causing you all your resignations. Is there's literally a dead group in every resignation that I just looked at. Every single one of these resignations, there's a dead group. So you got to figure out, okay, something is causing a dead group, and these dead groups are causing a resignation. Figure out what that something is, and just fix it. And reduce the odds of it happening. Get to the, like... Okay, then play blitz games. Play a game, play 1 minute, 10-second blitz. Until your brain gets used to it. Like, get used to the clock talking to you. To the point you will, if you wait until 3, 2, 1 to play. I actually had a student do this, and they actually got... You can get bored waiting for the clock to count down. What you do is after move 10 or whatever, you can play the first 4 moves quickly, it's fine, if you know you're opening. But once you get into the middle game, or choosing your Josekis or whatever, you are not allowed to click the stone until the clock says 3. Right? So if you're bad at overtime, practice overtime. So if you're bad at the playing quickly, play some blitz games. Play maybe 10 games where you blitz, and don't allow yourself to click the stone in 1 or 2 seconds. Wait every single turn, wait until 3 seconds. And if you do that exercise, then you'll get a lot better at blitz. If you don't like it, I can't really tell you, like, do something you don't like, but if you're saying that the clock is causing the resignations, then get used to the clock. Like, whatever is causing it, if you think it's the clock, get used to the clock. If you think it's Tanuking, if I think it's Tanuking weak groups, then I would say stop Tanuking weak groups. Whatever you think it is, it's probably something you don't like. If you liked it, you probably would master it. It's the part of the game that you don't like that's probably holding you back. Whatever you think it is, that's probably what you need to work on. But I would say in this game, it's Tanuki and the weak groups that caused your issues. Also, make sure you're doing Go problems every day. You're at the level where you can't really get away with not doing Go problems anymore. If you play enough games, you can, because the Go problems will show up in your games. But if you're not playing like 100 games a month, then probably you need to do Go problems every day. It doesn't have to be, it can be 5 minutes or less. Doesn't matter. As long as you're doing them every day. Just a few minutes a day. Every day. Your eyes will naturally become trained to read Go problems. Mine are actually becoming trained to not read them because I haven't been doing Go problems every day, and my brain is getting worse at it, and I'm noticing it. You don't have to do hard Smego. Do easy ones. There you go, smegodragon.com. If I'm just wanting to just practice every day, right? I'm not trying to improve, I'm just trying to not get worse. What I would do is I would just do like level 4 problems. Let's go to problems custom. Oh, I hate Opera. Opera like randomly chooses to load this or not load this, and I don't know why. I think it has something to do with like the security or something. Yeah, they just updated their site. That's what sucks. They stole my idea. They stole my idea. I don't think they have filtered problems now. But they don't filter it as much as I do. No one can filter it, aside from 101 Wei Chi, no one filters it as much as I do, because we had to manually go through one by one to categorize them. Only 101 Wei Chi has done that. And that's what my site is based off of, is 101 Wei Chi. No one, like, they want to make theirs closer to mine, so they have their genre, which in some cases, yeah, makes sense. But they're not going to be able to break it down. Not unless they go in one by one. I'm gonna open Firefox. Because it's work. It is work. The reason they're free and not premium is because they're doing automated stuff. And it's really unfortunate, because I think if you want the Grow community to grow, money needs to be spent. I think there's too many free things out there. It's a hot take I have. It's a hot take that I have. Let's do all or whatever, but just for an example. But like, I would do 9 to 5 feet, right? And I would just exercise my eyes. Yeah, no, what did I do? I just saw that didn't work. Yeah, I have to start it this way, right? No, it's self-Atari as well. If I do that, then that, and then that, that's alive, that, yeah. Okay. Reduce. This is just an exercise, right? Even if I know the answer at a glance, it's good to just, as an exercise, reduce the eye space, check the cut, they take, I connect, they take, that's alive. Reduce the eye space, they block. That looks like a living shape. So it's probably not to reduce the eye space. So if I try the vital point first, and they connect, I take, they throw in and connect, they have a liberty, so that does work. If I go here, there, and then that, that looks like the answer, because if I go here, here, there, that's a self-Atari. So they have to connect, I connect, that's still a self-Atari. And if they go here, then that's a false eye, so this has to be the answer. Okay. If I reduce the eye space here, 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 that's mutual life. If I go here, that is a throw-in, and that's a self-Atari, so that should be the answer. If I go here, they can connect under. Yeah, so it should be here. I guess I don't have to throw in, I can just Atari. Anyway, that's like, just do a few of those every day for a couple minutes. You can do 5 a day on here for free. If you do, no, GoProms.com. Do GoProms.com. It's fine. You do the one you enjoy, right? Do the one you enjoy. And then just do a couple every day. Yeah, hopefully you found that helpful. Unfortunately, we are out of time. I have about 2 minutes and 5 seconds left of the stream, because I do about 2 hours twice a week for reviews. If you have a question, though, I can answer a quick question. Do you have a quick question? It's long. Well, I do game reviews twice a week for 2 hours each time. So check me out next week, Thursdays, Fridays. Why is that not a Dr. Pepper? I am trying to cut back on my Dr. Pepper intake. You look how many water bottles I'm drinking. I am doing fantastic. Okay, That's how many Dr. Pepper cans would be on my desk if it would probably be more than that if I was drinking Dr. Pepper. Where to train in-game? Either a book, 13 by 13, or play out the in-game with an AI. 13 by 13 can be good for learning how to count the in-game. Playing out the in-game with an AI to double check your answers. And a book is also really good. Any books with in-game problems is going to be good. Any withdrawals? Sometimes. Like, I usually am distracted, so I'm not noticing it as much. But if it's in front of me, I'm going to drink Dr. Pepper. Like, if there was a Dr. Pepper and a water bottle right next to each other, I'm drinking the Dr. Pepper. I have no self-control. But if I don't have it in the house, if I don't have it in the apartment, it's not in the fridge, I have to literally go somewhere to get it, I'll just drink a water. I have to make the Dr. Pepper more work than it is want. There's a certain amount of want, and if I make the work much harder, much greater than that want, I will drink water. But I still drink Dr. Pepper when I go out to eat and stuff like that. I'll still get me a Dr. Pepper. But I needed to increase my water intake, so I only have like waters at home. You would probably hate it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, that could be something I do. It's like take a walk, like a 30-minute walk, and I can have a Dr. Pepper if I take a 30-minute walk. 30-minute walk, I get a Dr. Pepper. I honestly need to go on walks. That would be... I really need, like, motivation and discipline, and/or discipline to exercise. Because my body's, like, really getting unhealthy from sitting all day. All I do is sit. Sit, and I don't get up and exercise. That's one thing I really liked about Korea. Because I was walking everywhere. I really liked in Korea. You were never stuck at home in Korea. I do have a VR headset for the PlayStation 4, but I don't want to be in VR. Oh, you exercise in VR? Have you played Beat Saber? I love Beat Saber. Beat Saber is really good exercise too. That's something I could set up, honestly. Do Beat Saber like once a day. Really? You've never heard of Beat Saber? It's one of the best VR games. It's like a lightsaber music game. So she's in front of a green screen, so she actually can do it. But this is what you do. She's wearing the headset. This is what you would be in real life in like your front room or something. Show me the more interesting songs. What a more interesting song. There we go. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy this game. And it's a lot of exercise. You do this for 30 minutes and do like some hard songs, you'll get moving. Like, if you start doing the hard song, this is not one of the hard songs, honestly. Like, she's got it on the easier mode. Let me get some of the hard ones. Like, the stuff that I can't do. It'll get you sweating. Tempting Rush E. I think that's the hard one or whatever. Rap God. Oh, that's got to be a good one.
Look, I was after the fact. How could I not blow
Where's the notes? Yeah, that one you had to squat under. The walls you have to dodge, like physically dodge. Chess boxing. I can't get punched in the face. I've been punched in the face and it's not for me. I'm a pansy. Yeah, you gotta try it. I think you would really enjoy it. Dude, these walls suck. And they're intimidating as crap too, because in VR it's like a giant wall coming at you. I really need to set this up in my front room again. I have the stuff, it's just not set up right now. I really should do this like every day. Like 30 minutes a day I should do this. I probably should. I really think I should. I need the exercise. Alright, what is the rush E? Well, he's just twirling. You could stream it like this if you have like a green screen room. You can do what they're doing. I don't know how to stream it though. Other than like putting a camera and looking at yourself, but I don't know how to get the whole scene, whatever, without having an entire green screen setup. I wouldn't bother streaming this. It's way too much. But I would definitely play it though. It's a lot of fun. I think you would enjoy it. You should get it. I think you would really enjoy it. If you have a VR already, I think you would enjoy it. And it is really good exercise. Yeah, I can't do this. E. This looks so good in VR too. To the door so that way she can walk to it. Otherwise, I think I would. I probably would take you up on that idea if I didn't have to have her close to the door. Yeah, this is such a fun game. I love Beat Saber. Yeah, try it out and tell me what you think. I think you'll enjoy it, though. I think you'd enjoy Beat Saber. Okay, I think that'll probably wrap it up for today. Am I the only one streaming? That's unfortunate. No, Bats is streaming. Bats is streaming, not Go.
Kill me as a result. Simple as that.
I've seen this game. People have recommended this game to me. It's
but
like
he's mostly just to hopefully slow
you
them
set
a
up your
bit.
military
these
positions
guys
and then
really
they auto battle.
destroy me. Because by the time we get done killing these guys will probably kill all of us.
Anyway, we'll go ahead and rate him, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream, found it educational and helpful, and don't forget to check out the Go Congress link. So if you're interested in attending Congress, hopefully I will see you there. And with that, I will see you guys next time.